Hi friends, it's Angie, Power Disney, Angela's Caches, and I've put off doing this final part of, I think, a 5-part expose of somebody who befriended me 7 years ago, supporting the work on the Hampstead case, saying she was an ex-police surgeon, which is a policeman attached to, no, a medical doctor attached to the police, and saying she was an ex-police surgeon specializing in child abuse, and that we were absolutely on track with our research and expose on the Hampstead case. She then, over 7 years, presented herself to me to have been an anti-fluoride campaigner and a targeted individual and a consultant at a hospital 70 miles from Burton-on-Trent, where she lives. She says she's a consultant in charge of an addiction wing of a hospital, and part of her responsibilities are to visit prisoners and rewrite prescriptions over and over and over. So about a year and a half ago, she had myself invest, quote unquote, $2,500 in a crypto Ponzi scheme. And then my son invest $2,000 along with his partner. And when we tried to make withdrawals, she ended up blocking us, and so did her mentor, Renelle Hepburn. The horrifying part of this story is that despite being exposed in mainstream media and many platforms, this scam is still going on. There are still people like this alleged ex-police surgeon, this alleged ex-anti-fluoride campaigner, this alleged hospital consultant, and she may well be in a position as a hospital consultant. But both she and her mentor, Jamaican British Renelle Hepburn, are still recruiting people to this Ponzi scheme. So the first thing I'm going to do is share some newspaper articles showing that this is a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme, a rip-off. Only the top, I don't know, 5-10% make money, like Diane Phillips, as she goes by, and Renelle Hepburn do. But the rest of the mugs, they lose big time. So let's go to the newspaper articles. I've got Aaron helping me producing this because it's wrecking my head just trying to pull together all the threads of evidence that I've gathered over the last 2 years. Okay, so this is the first article we're going to read. I might just expand. I might just, yeah, I'm going to make it a bit bigger. My eyesight. Right. Kalpesh Patel exit scams his Hyperverse Ponzi victims. This is what my son and I were victimized by, to the tune of almost $5,000. So the face of Hyperverse Ponzi fraud is out. Following unease over Hyperverse's rudderless Hyper One and Hyper Nation reboots, Patel informed his victims and fellow scammers like Diane Phillips and Renelle Hepburn that he's abandoning ship. And let's see, this was in January of this year. Oh my goodness. Patel, along with Rodney Burton, are suspected of stealing millions through the Hyperfund and Hyperverse Ponzi schemes. The top net winners were the face of Hyperfund fraud, with both relocating to Dubai as the Ponzi scheme took off globally. Whereas Rodney Burton cashed out of Hyperfund in late 2021, around the time Ryan Zhu and Sam Lee went into hiding, Patel stayed on. As late as last month, Patel was still holding rah-rah events in Dubai and the UK for his hyperfund, Hyperverse top recruiters. Now, I'm going to show you later in this vlog that they're still recruiting. Gung-ho, tally-ho, still recruiting to this day. So here we go, how Kalpesh Patel justifies scamming millions out of people through Ponzi schemes. On or around May 26th, Patel acknowledged Zhu and Li disappearing. Patel also acknowledged Hyperverse payment problems, which followed on from Hyperfund's collapse last year. So I've been involved as a small investor, $2,500, and my son, $2,000, for about a year and a half. And we never were able to make a withdrawal. And I have made 4 videos evidenced between myself, Dr. Diane Phillips of Burton-on-Trent, and Renal Hepburn. And I haven't put them public yet, but I will. All right, let's go down a bit more. Yeah, right. So in another communication sent out on or around May 24th, Patel claims Hyperverse was in a withdrawal crisis. That's what my son and I got told for months. Despite this, of course, he and his team of scammers continue to promote Hyperverse, and I'll show you in this vlog that they still are promoting, and it's now called something else. It's gone Hyperverse, Hypernation, now it's Cosmos or something. They're shameless. They are absolutely shameless. Patel claims despite the problems, Hyperverse was still bringing in, quote, millions a day. Yeah, from mugs like me. Patel's private exit scam message was sent out over Telegram on or around May 20th. Okay. Right. Dear Hyper family, I hope this message finds you well. I know my messages last week caused a number of you concern. All I will say is I had my reasons, and my intention was not to scare or damage anyone's communities, but to get you to look at the current situation with your eyes wide open. My journey in Hyperverse has to be one of the best time as an entrepreneur in 25 years. Yeah, you made millions, you bastard. I learned about Hypercapital in November 2019, and after 3 months of due diligence, which is, yeah, and seeing Ryan Zhu, Sam Lee, and Jaden Vai updating the community regularly and attending Zoom launch without masks, I realized I'd found a real home. As my journey progressed, and after giving up all of my time with my family, I wholeheartedly dedicated every waking moment to assist building an amazing community as part of my Hyper journey. In June 2020, Hypercapital was rebranded to Hyperfund, which is when my son and I joined as Hyperfund. And having Sam and Ryan and Jaden visible at the helm was incredible. And after meeting Ryan in February 2021 in Dubai, I realized that it truly was time to get very serious and assist building the largest blockchain alliance on the planet. And to date, it has over 1 million active members, which is incredible. Yeah. 900,000 of which are mugs that you've taken. As December 2021 came and it transitioned into Hyperverse, yep, I was around for that. Again, Sam and Ryan were visible, bringing in a new CEO. I remember being so excited for our futures and getting ready to venture into the Hyperverse by Q1. In December, I did an all-expenses-paid celebration with 350 of my top-ranked members in Dubai and felt we as a family were in the right space at the right time. During the transition to Hyperverse, I was inundated with many members unable to withdraw, such as myself and my son, both disabled, recruited by alleged NHS doctor Diane Phillips, a consultant in charge of an addiction wing and prison prescribing within a 70-mile radius of Burton-on-Trent in the UK. Members waiting over 2 months for KYC and other system errors that we tried to get fixed. Yeah, I think I've been waiting since March. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months. It's gone. We've been robbed. But the issues got worse. Customer support did too. Yes, you don't get anything but a chatbot now. We as nodes had access to corporate employees via Telegram, but they were getting more difficult to pin down too. I felt, let's give them time until the upgrade is fully complete. This is what they always told us. Oh, don't worry, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. It's just teething problems. We're just upgrading. It's for security. Liars. They were collapsing pyramids and building new ones on our backs. As this certainly was not an easy task. During April, MOF withdrawals stopped and HVT withdrawals became available. In fact, they made this available from January as an option, but giving us no warning that this was going to happen, which would have prepared our community to start setting up our HVT smart contracts. During this time, I and many of the node leaders have been promised a call with corporate to get answers to the many questions we and our community so desperately need to move forward in the right direction. And after months of asking, our request has not been fulfilled. Of course it hasn't, because it's a scam. Is that the end of this article? Right, okay. 1 week ago, I finally got a chance to meet our chairman, Sam Lee, in Dubai. Why is Dubai such a haven for criminals? Really? And remember being so excited to finally meet him in person, someone I'd admired since starting my journey with Hypercapital. It's gone Hypercapital, Hyperverse, Hyperfund, Hyper this, Hyper that. They are lying, deceiving scum of the earth. I met Sam Lee on 2 occasions and discussed openly the issues we're having, what was going on, how are we moving forward, and when will these issues be resolved. After our meetings, I was left with the impression that I would have to wait for the answers, just like everyone else, and that they would be provided on the Hypernation launch presentation. This is the way they get you. Don't panic about Hyperverse, Hyperfund, Hyper this, Hyper that. Just emigrate to the next pyramid, and then we'll tell you everything. You know? For me, there was no evidence of any solutions to the issues with Hyperverse on the Hypernation launch. No mention of HVT, no mention of Ryan Zhu or Sam Lee, and no mention of the new CEO either. In fact, there was no corporate presence and nothing from Hyperverse was addressed. We built this community on the strength of Ryan Zhu and Sam Lee being at the helm of this project. It's Chinese. I have come to the conclusion that as a leader, I cannot currently promote Hyperverse until we have 100% proof that Ryan Zhu and Sam Lee are behind this project and not someone in a mask. I'm sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear. Many leaders may find it difficult to discuss the facts honestly. Let me find where I was. And openly. Many members will only want to hear what they want to hear. Of course, we want to hear, how do we withdraw our funds? None of this is easy for most of us, except for those of you that have made hundreds of thousands already on the backs of ordinary people. So Diane Phillips. She may go by Rhiannon. She may have other names. She may not be a hospital consultant. She may not be an ex-police surgeon. I have no idea. But she told me she made 90,000 in one transaction. She'd made so much money, she said she was giving up her hospital consultant job to go full time until this went belly up. Okay, yeah, I'm still a member of Hyperverse, but at the current time, I cannot watch as more funds are fed into what I believe to be a broken system. And this is what they're still doing. I'm going to prove this. I look forward to seeing all of your successes online. Remember, our dreams to move our lives forward must always remain first. This is the worst face of capitalism ever. It's disgusting. How to profit on the backs of others, you know. I'd like to apologize again for any upset caused and want you all to know that I love and respect each and every one of you as my equals. Yeah, even though you're sitting on millions and people like me have lost their savings. No matter what you choose to do next, may it be the right thing for you. I'll be here whenever you need me. As a friend and mentor, you liar. Kalpesh, right? So Hypercapital was the first, quote, Western iteration of the hypertech Ponzi schemes. These are pyramid schemes, people. It was launched after Ryan Zhu and Sam Lee scammed a bunch of Chinese investors with their hypercash Ponzi scheme. Patel getting in during Hypercapital means he's profited of 3 hypertech Ponzi iterations. If, as Patel claims, hypertech's portals have taken in 4.8 billion, he most certainly will have stolen millions, if not tens of millions, over the past 4 years of Ponzi scamming. Where did I get to? Right. Perhaps the most damning statement from Patel's personal exit scam is this: I'm still a member of Hyperverse, but at this current time, I cannot watch as more funds are fed into what I believe to be a broken system. It's damaging to his victims in that it instills a sense of hope that somehow Patel, Zhu, and Lee will return and they'll somehow recoup their losses. Kalpesh understands Ponzi math as well as anyone else. In order for him to steal millions, Hypercapital, Hyperfund, and Hyperverse victims had to lose it. Congratulations, Diane and Renal. How do you feel? And pending regulatory intervention, that's money that's not going to ever find its way back to the people it was stolen from. Yeah, and that reminds me of another thing I need to highlight maybe in this. Scammers trying to help you get back your money. Scammers in refunds. That might be the next video. Instead, all the people Kalpesh stole from get is this: I'd like to apologize again for any upset caused and want you all to know that I love and respect each and every one of you as my equals. You absolute POS. But you're not equals, are you, Kalpesh? You're in your Dubai crime den, sitting on millions, whilst your financial victims are ruined. Normally, behind MLM doesn't cover individual promoters of Ponzi schemes, but Kalpesh's victim gaslighting is insufferable. Oh, really? You're going to be there for the friends you stole from, Kalpesh? Mate, they don't need that. They need the money back you and the rest of the hypertech scam lords stole from them. Yes, Dr. Diane Phillips and Renal Hepburn. Patel primarily scammed Indian communities, both in India and the UK. That's where he started. Typical of MLM Ponzi victims, many of whom come to idolize the individuals stealing from them. Some of Patel's victims haven't accepted they've been scammed yet. I'm not even going to go into the details of that. In the wake of his personal exit scam, Kalpesh is living it up with his family in the UK. Patel had just finished a Hyperverse investor cash splash in Italy, attending a Ponzi marketing event, no less. Lino Corsi and Mirko Sabia are promoters of the Sapphire International Scenic Coin Ponzi scheme. Having stolen a small fortune, I suspect Patel will now lie low for a while. This article was written in January. You know, wait for the heat to die down. Then it'll be back to scamming more. Kalpesh Patel. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Right, let's go to the next article. Kalpesh Patel, the #1 top scammer in the world, represented to myself and my disabled son by NHS consultant Dr. Diane Phillips and Renal Hepburn from Burton-on-Trent in the East Midlands of the UK. So I'll read this, and we might need to do a few sessions on this. It's so disgusting, people. I've only, well, I say only, my son and I have lost almost $5,000. Millions have been scammed from people, and they still are. They are still recruiting. They are still scamming. Right. Let me put this to 125 again. I don't know if it's up there. All right, Kalpesh Patel, the #1 top scammer in the world. Because Kalpesh Patel, a UK citizen who lives in Dubai, is active for 10+ years in pyramid schemes, scams, frauds, and money laundering around the world. According to our sources, he's making an estimated $3 million a month and is Hyperverse top promoter, a 500 million+ pyramid scheme. Kalpesh Patel is a very intelligent scammer and knows exactly who to scam. Young people, yes, my 25-year-old son, how to set up a scam, how to execute a scam, and how to leave his downline in the dust after the company collapses. And I've only been a year and a half involved, never been able to make a withdrawal, and seen the company transition through 3 to 4 different names: Hyperfund, Hyperverse, Hypernation, blah, blah. A small overview, we might have missed a few, about his involvement in scams, bankrupt companies, and frauds over the past 10 years. Operation Tarlac, a $15 million fraud case in the UK. As a result, Kalpesh, now listen to this, guys. This is the guy running Hyperverse, Hypernation, blah, blah, promoted by NHS Dr. Diane Phillips and Renal Hepburn from Burton-on-Trent in the East Midlands, or Stoke-on-Trent in the case of Renal. A Jamaican, an Anglo-Jamaican fraudster who took thousands from my son and I and doesn't reply to any messages. So a $15 million fraud case in the UK. Kalpesh was sentenced to 12 months in prison in the UK. As a matter of history, from February 2015, Mr. Patel was the subject of an investigation by Lincolnshire Police in relation to allegations of money laundering and fraud involving some £12 million. Nice company you keep, Diane and Ronell. He was charged with criminal offences of money laundering and fraud arising from that investigation. In due time, he was tried at the Crown Court at Leicester between October 2016 and December 2016. And, oh, oops, he was acquitted. I wonder how much that cost. However, the Crown Court had made a restraint. I've lost that now. Where's it gone? However, the Crown Court had made a restraint. Yeah. The Crown Court had made a restraint order in respect of his assets pending the resolution of the criminal proceedings, and Mr. Patel had been in breach of that order, which he admitted. Wow, this is disgusting. As a result, in March 2017, he was sentenced to 12 months imprisonment and was fined £330,000. That's an interesting figure, isn't it? Okay. Is that the last article, or have we got another one? Become a recommended distributor. Here we go. Here we go. Move on to Hyperverse in the Daily Mirror. Thank you to the subscriber who sent me these articles. Super scam returns. Kalpesh Patel is back. You disgusting, disgusting human being. With a crypto nightmare called Hyperverse. And I'm going to show you the WhatsApp group that I was introduced to when I got scammed, and which they've, forgotten to block me from. So I've got evidence. They might block me after this. I don't care. They're disgusting. All right, let's go up again in there. Just a moment. Okay, so this is from the Daily Mirror, 24th of April this year. The first time I exposed, by Andrew Penman. Right, well done, Andrew. The first time I exposed Kalpesh Patel was so long ago that this page was still in black and white. So, no, this is not funny. This guy needs locked up ad infinitum and all his inner circle. Back in 2008, I told how he was flogging something called Success University, which by my count was his fourth get-rich-quick scheme. He insisted it was an innocent network marketing company, even if the main source of income seemed to be commission for getting others to join. This is how pyramid schemes work, people. And warned me I could get nasty. Has he ever been anything but? I went to a Success University recruiting session in London and asked another promoter if it was a pyramid scam, at which point Patel barked, "Just say no comment." No comment is what I came up against when I looked into the latest load of odor that he's shoveling, something called Hyperverse. Diane, Phillips, Rhiannon, whatever your names are, you are disgusting. This spouts all sorts of tosh about a decentralized financial platform using blockchain technology to build a metaverse ecosystem with its own cryptocurrency and the prospect of, quote, huge profits. Its website claims you can trade on the most popular decentralization platform in the metaverse, earning your exclusive cryptocurrency Hyperverse token. Go down a bit. Yeah. There's only one direction to the top, Patel gushed in an online video interview with Hyperverse founder Ryan Zhu. So it's an Indian-Chinese collaboration scam. I first heard about Hyperverse from someone describing how a persistent friend tried to recruit him with the unlikely promise of a 300% return on his investment. They incentivized the recruitment of others to make more money and encourage them to reinvest their returns. Yep, rebuys, rather than withdraw them. My son and I rebought for months, and then when we went to make a withdrawal, not possible. The Hyperverse propaganda tells members not to let negative people with the wrong mindset deter them and tries to convince them to stay in the program. I despair how people are brainwashed into this. It's true. It's all the positivity. It's classic scamming, classic pyramid scheme scamming. Patel plugging Cube 7, another brilliant wheeze that sunk without trace. Now, some members are reporting online that they can't make withdrawals. No, I couldn't since March, or even since December, January, when I first said I wanted to, and neither can my son. We've been robbed. Hope you enjoy the money, Diane and Renelle. Did you manage to retire, Diane, and buy your holiday home in Cornwall? How's it going, Renelle, with the just shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. And how dare you, especially Diane, use the name of God and pretend to be a Christian whilst doing this to innocent people. I wanted to know if these reports were true, so I tried contacting Kalpesh, quote, inspired Patel, as he modestly styles himself. I also asked if he could explain if Hyperverse has any source of income apart from the money paid in by new members. Truth is, no. Diane lied to me. She said, oh, they're gambling on the crypto market and they're making billions. That's how they managed to give us 0.5% interest daily on our original down payment. And where is it incorporated? And does it have any public audited accounts? Is Hyperverse regulated by any financial authorities? And if so, which ones? And crucially, does the Hyperverse token have any value at all in the real world? Or is it just another cryptocurrency that will turn out to be entirely worthless with owners losing everything? Family member, this is under Kalpesh Patel's, I don't know, Facebook or something. This latest scheme of yours, I know it's those pyramid things you do, and I hear family are doing well. How much money can I make out of it, LMAO? Me thinking, why don't you just continue doing you, and I'll keep doing me? Then I feel sorry for them and let them in, LMAO. It's the worst side of humanity. Patel admits on Facebook that even his family think he's pushing pyramid schemes. I've emailed his business and messaged him on Facebook with no answer. I tried phoning, but his website lists an invalid number. What a scumbag. Living it up in Dubai. There was a similar silence from another high-profile promoter, Des Amy, of Amy Finance Academy in London. London's the fraud and corruption capital of the world. Just check out Fraud and Corruption UK. Check my website for links or my here. This claims to exist, quote, to share with people the financial secrets of wealth. And its website carries a guide on how to join Hyperverse. I bet it does. Amy, 41, is a former teacher who's as modest as Patel, calling himself on his Facebook profile a business mogul, business influencer, and role model. My questions to him included, how many people has he recruited to Hyperverse? How much money has he made by doing so? And does he have any regrets about encouraging people to put their savings into this scheme? I've left messages on his website and Facebook page, emailed him, called his office answering services, but he too has come over all shy. Oh my God. Let me just see what that photo is. Let's go down a bit. Sharon James at a 2018 recruiting event for the USI tech disaster. Dear God. As has Sharon James, a promoter from Wigan, who I exposed in 2018 when she was pushing a supposed Bitcoin trading scheme called USI Tech and boasting, I earn as much as footballers. USI Tech offered 35% commission for roping in other recruits, promising 140% returns in 140 days. But investors were abandoned when its website disappeared. She also plugged the traffic monsoon online get-rich-quick catastrophe, bragging online of being one of the highest female earners. This was another Ponzi scheme with virtually no source of revenue other than the money paid by people who joined it. Court papers filed in the United States show that Sharon James put in around 1,500 and got out 190,000. That's about the same as Dr. alleged Diane Phillips from Burton-on-Trent, about whom I will be contacting the police. She's probably one of them. If she really is an ex-police surgeon, she's likely going to get her back covered. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Court papers filed, yeah. Sharon James, yeah. That's about the same as Diane Phillips, as she goes by on Facebook, says she put in about $6,000 and she'd made about 200 the last she disclosed to me, 200,000. So from 6,000 to 200,000, and yet scammed my son and I out of nearly 5,000. She said of Traffic Monsoon founder Charles Scoville, he's just an amazing guy. He really has got our back. So trust in the man. Trust him. The US Securities and Exchange Commission last year ordered him to pay 2-point-something million victim compensation plus a civil penalty of 2,426,000, blah, blah, about $3.6 million, £6 million in total. This is the person that Shaz was telling you to trust. Oh my God. Here we have Emma Smedley with Kalpesh Patel in Dubai. Let's just go back to that photo a minute. Yeah, Emma Smedley with the wonderful Kalpesh Patel. Oh my God. Back to Hyperverse and yet another recruiter, Emma Smedley, who raved about Patel on Facebook. This man is a true legend and cares for everyone in his community. She later posted an unintentionally hilarious rant saying that her bank had become suspicious of her income and frozen her account. Thank you to the website behind MLM for spotting this gem. So I'm like, what? Why do you need to know where my money's come from? She wrote, saying the reply from her bank was, because that's what we do. We investigate fraud. Another post had her saying, just for the record, I hate banks blocking my transactions. As behind MLM amusingly put it, Smedley's ignorance of finance law is commendable. She also posted in December from Dubai, where key promoters, including Sharon James, Patel, and others gathered, calling it, quote, a mind-blowing experience to be surrounded with such beautiful souls. Me and my committee are so super excited about 2022 and what the future holds for us, and also about how many more people we can help realize their own freedoms. If you're still sitting on the fence, please get off. Oh my God, who is that? Smedley's Facebook profile has been removed. I messaged her on Facebook, says this reporter, hoping to discuss what exactly she was so super excited about, and her response was to take down her Facebook profile. As for the various Hyperverse websites, none of these feature anything as simple as a contact email or postal address, yet alone a phone number. Well, I've got some phone numbers, people, and I'd be happy to share them. And my attempts to get these details through its online chat all proved fruitless. It seems that there's no one prepared to talk publicly about this supposed great opportunity, which is a pity, as it would have been both useful to have a chat with founder Ryan Zhu and chairman Sam Lee. Lee has been named here as the chief financial officer of the collapsed Blockchain Global and its crypto exchange ACX in Australia, with creditors said to have lodged claims of $50 million. I approached administrators, Pitcher Partners, but they declined to comment. People are ashamed of getting scammed, you know. Hyperverse was called Hyperfund, yeah, I was around then, until being rebranded late last year. Both names feature on a warning by the Financial Conduct Authority, which says this firm is not authorized by us and is targeting people in the UK. You will not have access to the Financial Ombudsman Service or be protected by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, so you are unlikely to get your money back if things go wrong. Perhaps the biggest warning sign is this. In the field for the company's address, the FCA says not known, and that's never a good sign. Now, I'm going to post the link to these 3 articles. I think this is going to have to be a series over a couple of weeks. I'm just going to flash show you the WhatsApp group to prove that up until today, these people are still recruiting. So here we go. What date is this? Can we get a date on the last? I can get it on my phone. So, oh, here we go. 1st of October, 2022. Renal, who's Renal Hepburn, whose PayPal received the stolen funds from my disabled self and my disabled son. Renal Hepburn, crypto, hyper community leadership training, Saturday, 24th September 2022. Blah, blah. Right. Now, can we scroll to the end of this and just show that they're absolutely still, like I've got messages today.
Yeah, they're doing the Zoom to brainwash people. They're doing group Zooms, and that's exactly what this WhatsApp group is for.
Yeah. And I might be blocked out of this after today, so I'll just read. These were the books recommended for us all to read in last night's training video. And it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. These people are just the lowest of the low. And the latest, and they've gone into the metaverse. They are insane. This was the 2nd of November, which was yesterday. Tonight's training will start at 7 p.m. sharp. Come and learn how to set up your MetaMask and Pancake Swap. Live demonstrations will be on offer. Also learn how to purchase your green box. It's going to be an interactive event. All hands on deck. It's just horrendous. So is this the latest? Right.
This is the 2nd of November, yes.
Okay, right. So Renal, crypto again, Renal Hepburn, Jamaican, Anglo-Jamaican, living 10 minutes up the road from Diane Phillips, who lives in Burton-on-Trent and is being reported to the police. And whatever fraud and corruption authorities we can report this to. Please watch this before tonight's money call and share with your teams and groups. November's here and we are making moves to ensure, quote unquote, it's good over here, and quote unquote, it just gets better every day. Get ready to green box and go. Welfare package and flow. Ah, disgusting. Disgusting. All right, I'm going to leave it there. This is part 1. Now, that's likely going to be quick, sharp, changed after we've put this out there. But this will be a series of 4 or 5 people, because it's mind-blowing that these scammers have been exposed since 2008 and they're still doing it. We'll wait 24 hours for this to get authorized by YouTube, and we'll put all the links in the description. And please follow this series. If it takes us 3, 4, 5 videos to get this information out there, we will. Thank you so much, Aaron, for your support.
And then there's Twitter, isn't it? Your personal experience we went through together. Yes.
Well, let's leave that for, I think it's enough for people to digest.
Okay.
The 3 articles, definitely we need to show that not only are these people scamming, there are scammers that offer to help you recoup your lost investments, and they're scamming as well. It beggars belief. Right, so that's the end of part 1 on I haven't thought of a title yet, but this one certainly focused on Kalpesh Patel, Renelle Hepburn, and Dr. Diane Phillips. Right, thanks, guys. And thank you, Aaron, for your support in getting that out there.
Sure.